1, 2, 3, 4. Family Time Season 4.
We are glad you could join us. Karibu sana for this exciting season. We listen to you and here we are. The very first episode, Family Times. Linda.
Coming in a big way, with a bang. We want to experience a lot of things. Yes.
This topic, competition among couples. Why do we compete?
It happens. I will compete with you because I need love, I need space, my finances, and a lot of things. We compete.
We need attention.
Yeah.
But then they say, two flesh shall become one. So you're fighting your flesh.
Yeah.
We are going to get this and more. Karibu sana. Let's go. Help us understand, and everyone else to help you understand what competition is. We have this couple that has been here for the last 23 years and they're competing to come in.
Yeah, that's Tabitha and Richard. We want to invite you. Hi. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Richard.
us.
Karibu sana, Tabi.
Thank you.
Hi, Dave.
Karibu Richard.
Good to see you.
It is good to see you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, today we are talking about competition.
Right.
And I mean, to bring in another couple that is also going to help us from their experience. What competition is. We have, who are they?
Elder.
Fred and Diana.
Yeah.
He calls her D. Yes.
Yeah.
Here they are.
Oh, wow.
Karibuni.
Lovely. Lovely. I've never seen that smile before, Fred. Keep it up.
Thank
How are you?
Nice. Hi.
Karibu
Welcome
sana.
so
Karibu
much.
sana, Diana.
Karibu. Yes.
Karibu, Fred. Karibu.
Welcome, feel at home.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, you can take your seats.
Oh, thank
and
you.
then now we
Thank
can
you.
see how best to unpack.
Thank you.
Competition among couples. Who woke up first?
I did.
Why?
Prayer.
Yeah. I always wake up first.
Who woke up first?
All of us at the same time.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Was it because of an alarm?
Not really. It's because of our devotion. We normally do it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Who woke up first?
You, because of the alarm. by default, he wakes up very early. Yeah.
You see, we are a family, the two of you. I like the way Linda puts it. Two people coming from different places, and now here you are. You were there. You're in the house, and there's a lot, and competition just comes in. So let me just start by asking: is it bad or good, Fred?
Relatively, depending on how you look at it, we are two human beings. There has to be competition. Whether you look at it, when you are positive with it, it will be positive.
Yeah.
When you are negative, it will be negative. Yes.
Okay.
But competition in itself is not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Okay. So we have positive and negative.
Yeah.
Yes. So which ones are these negative ones?
If it puts you down, if it puts the other person down, then it's negative. But if it's all to make you
To build you.
then it's positive. Yeah. So anything that will put you down, put the other person down, it's not healthy.
Making the other person feel like
I don't buy
they're
that.
not worth.
There's no competition. I mean, it shouldn't be there. Yeah, it is there. We can talk of competition and little things here and there, but I feel we can't and we shouldn't have any competition. We are one and the same.
But it
Bone
happens
of my
because
bones, flesh of my flesh.
Richard,
Yes.
I am from a different background. He's from a different background.
Yes.
Raised differently in different environments. So when we come together, we have to clash. Maybe something has to come up, like either competition. But ideally, yes, unless we were even people in the same house,
Compete.
they compete.
We don't have to. We can choose to compete. Isn't it?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Okay. that is now where the rubber meets the road.
Yes.
Because we are talking about a positive competition,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
negative
There's a- yeah.
competition. So Richard is disagreeing that we should not compete.
No.
So what should we do?
Dave,
Yes.
as you go to Richard, when it's not competition, it should be complementing.
Exactly.
But when it is this negative, let us just stick to it as
Competition.
competition. Because at the end of the day, what competing entities would want to achieve is one is less superior than
Yeah.
the other at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And what is building up is rivalry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But when you're talking about complementing, what is building up is
The gap.
harmony,
Yes.
friendship, love, which we want to promote.
Yeah.
So the other side of competition, you're looking at the end of the day, who is better than the other,
Yeah.
who is more
Right.
superior than the other.
Right.
And as Linda has put it, where we are coming from determines,
Yeah.
but where we want to go to as now
It's
as an
you, it's
individual
upon you.
will again shape. If
Yeah.
you want to move together as a family, you will not compete.
Yeah.
But if you want to move together as individuals, you will compete.
Yeah.
And that is why I want us to understand,
Right.
because for the sake of our viewer, there could be competition, but you've really not defined which is the finish line, even which is the start line. But there is competition.
It has to start from somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there is competition.
It changes.
Yeah.
It changes from a very normal thing, basically one going ahead of the other, which should be very natural. A very common thing. We should not really bring about rivalry. Competition, which creates rivalry, is not good. That is very negative.
Negative.
For example, to put flesh to what I'm saying,
Yes.
let me ask Diana. This is our normal setup,
Yeah.
African setup. Who should go first, the husband or the wife? For example, in education,
In education.
who should be brighter?
Actually,
Because we
in most
believe,
in most
just go
cases,
on.
you find that the husband, in most families, you find that the husband is ahead of the wife. Maybe in very few families, you find that the wife is ahead of the husband. But in that case, that is where now the rivalry or competition comes in. Because one is now higher than the other in terms of education or in terms of maybe income. Yeah.
And the society
I
that
like
we
that.
live in,
Income, education.
Education, yeah.
the society that we are growing in, Ama, we grew in, it brought the man ahead. The man was the person who was supposed to be at the front line, not the lady. So, in our era, the woman is empowered. So when the woman is empowered and it reaches a point, now they're coming together, people have to clash.
I think let's make this clear. What does the Bible say? Who comes first, the woman or the man?
The man. The man is the head.
Yeah, he's the head.
The man is the head,
Yeah.
yeah? So that should actually guide this conversation. Yeah, because truly speaking, out there, there are couples who are really in competition. Yes. So even as we speak, we can't assume that there is no competition out there.
Yeah, that is the situation I'm talking about.
Right.
Because we cannot sit here and say the man is the head.
Right.
And so the man should be on top of everything.
Yeah.
And here, I saw you as Linda was talking about that. So where does this place the other spouse?
Yes.
If the man is always the head, where does this place the spouse? Are you allowed to act in a way that, if I'm not very good with books,
Right.
then Linda decides, I want to pursue this. I mean, where does that place her?
I think it still rolls back to communication. We have very many couples who, like, their wives are more educated than their spouse, their husbands, but they still complement each other. Yes, we have women who have very big roles, but their husbands don't even have jobs, yet they still live together. Yes, why? Because one, there is God. Number two, friendship. Yes, if there isn't God and friendship, then definitely there's going to be unhealthy competition in that home. Because that's when, and especially women, we are really known to talk. that is when you start complaining about paying all the bills. He's taking all the time with the mother. He's taking all the time with his friends. You know, that is when we'll have all this. But I have a friend of mine, sincerely, this is real. My friend has a better paycheck than the husband, but you'd never know. You know what she does? After getting the money, she gives everything to the husband, and the husband, you know, takes control of everything. So if it's bills to pay, the husband pays. If it's money to give to the in-laws, that is my mother, the husband does that. So that covers. So that is really wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very unique situation. Anyway, it's probably one in a million.
Yeah.
But competition is, especially in family, arises out of our view of the world and what the other people are.
Yeah.
You know, you have talked about the man being in the far front,
Right.
because he comes first. That doesn't create any competition to me.
No.
That shouldn't, actually. Yes, that shouldn't. I mean, we have roles which God has just granted us as men and women. You know, I can't, for example, compete with her for bearing children. I mean, I can't. Why should I challenge her for that? Or why do I get another lady who probably can give you many children against her, because it is different. There's nothing I can create out of that. But living like so and so, or in the form of that or this or the other one, creates this thing. It's a phantom. It's really a phantom. I don't think so. That if my wife is the one who takes care of the family better than me, in the sense probably I don't have a job, that it makes her take my place. You know, why should it be competitive? We are just doing our roles. She's me, I'm him. I mean, I'm her. We are basically just that.
Yes, Rich.
Yes.
From Genesis chapter 2, I think somewhere in verse 17 and 18, whether a man is poor or rich, God saw it is not good for a man to be alone.
Yes, that's
So
right.
that is number one. Number two, in Ephesians, I also think, chapter 5, verse 29, that my wife is my flesh, and no one who loves their flesh would want to
suffer.
hate them
Yeah.
and put them to certain criticisms.
Yes.
Nonetheless, we have even couples who are in the same career.
Yes.
Like you are teachers, both of you.
Right.
And one has been posted to a national school, in this case, the woman. Another one has been posted to
Extra
is
county.
in the not even extra county, a county school.
District. Okay, county.
And that will, I know that there will be some difference in terms of prestige,
Right.
and the pay, and the likes of the, even what comes with the position in the school.
Yes.
This, if not checked,
Yeah.
I think
conflict.
will bring conflict in the
Definitely.
house. But we can also talk of the petty issues like who does the bed?
Yes.
Who was
Better.
even better? Yes.
Who does the bed
better?
Because you know you are comparing.
In our case, I work during the day, and her job sometimes goes to the business. Sometimes goes up to 8 or 9. When I come back to the house, do I sit down, watch
And wait for.
programs, and I wait for her to come back? Are we competing even in the kitchen? She's supposed to be my helper. I'm supposed to be helping her. We're supposed to be complementing.
Yes.
So such should not arise. And I think some of us in our setup, we have been able to outgrow certain issues of competition in terms of how much we earn and who does what better in the house.
Yes. Sometimes.
But it will arise.
Yeah. Sometimes in our house, Linda does something and I have to redo it because she has not done it well.
To your expectation.
Yes. And I mean, even you, Tabby, if you come and you ask who has done this, you'll be like, no, this one can be better. Is that?
It's true.
That's true.
Is
that
that?
bad?
But the way
Is
you
that bad?
deliver
There's
it,
no competition.
there's no
It's not bad.
competition there, but the way you talk about it, how you present it, matters a lot. Yeah.
Who is adjudicating this competition? Who is the judge? why? Okay, I know this happens. It's in the families. Yeah, we can't deny it.
Yeah.
It's true. But who is the judge?
Now, the judge
Who
is
is-
your
who is-
friends, because you go talking about it
Yes.
out. For example, you gave a good illustration about, you know, me being, for example, me being paid more than Richard. So what happens is I share it with my friends and family about it, and they give me ideas. They'll be like, how can this and this happen in your house? So that definitely I will come with that idea to the house, and yeah.
So you want to apply someone else's formula?
Correct.
Which may not
Yeah.
work.
Yes.
Yes, which
Yeah,
may
it
not
may
work.
not work in another setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may work for them, but
Right.
this other side, it
Yeah.
may fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
It will definitely fail.
But dear, I like what Richard is saying.
Yes.
The question he has posed, David, is very important. Who is the adjudicator?
Who are you?
The very moment you will bring extra parties.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when you are playing to the satisfaction of the judge, that it means you want to please them.
Right.
You're
Right.
competing.
You want to compete them, you want to make them happy at the expense of
Of
your own flesh.
I have a question that can help us understand who adjudicates. For example, in this family, who takes care of the children more? I know you all take care of the children,
Yes.
or take care of the children, but more, because you know we are talking about two. It's like two vehicles.
Yes.
One is moving at 120, the other one is moving at 122.
I
There's one ahead.
Yes.
I think before they answer that, Dave, one thing you have to know, it is just communication between the two. You know, because I might do something better and it's something that I'm so passionate about. You understand? So it does not even occur to me that I do this more. You understand? I brought up the idea of friends influencing our decisions. And you know, it's interesting that we have different types of friends. I have Dave, who, I'll just give an illustration, I don't mean you, who is a catalyst. So that if I have a situation and I tell Dave, you know what, this is what Richard is doing to me, and Dave will tell me things that will make it even worse. I have Linda that I'll talk to, and Linda will be like, you know what, Tabitha, it's not what you're thinking, you know. So that will also, so when we have a situation in the house, I will not even think about Linda, who is going to even make me cool down or calm down. I'll think of Dave, who will be like, can you imagine this is what Richard is doing or telling me? So there are some things we may look at them as competition, but at the end of the day, we have so much passion. You know, I love to cook. I love to cook. It's so natural in me. You understand? I might not do it perfectly, but I just find myself, I get into the house, pray, wash my hands, and voila, I start doing it. So at times...
So I understand your perspective. I'm
Yeah.
bringing in that is external competition. There
Right.
is internal competition.
Right.
Whether you know it or not, there is somehow a competition. He brought in bananas. She brought in
Apples.
apples.
Yeah.
The kids seemingly love apples more than bananas.
Yeah.
You see,
will come out differently.
Exactly,
Yeah, like
exactly. So
why,
that is
why am I bringing bananas and they're not being consumed, and people are just eating apples in this house?
And by the way,
Have you
that's
talked to the
that's a
children?
literal example. You see, Linda is really
That's okay.
literal example.
Yeah.
Who does it better for the kids?
I think as Tavi put it, I think we have not even known.
Noticed.
We have
I
not even
like that,
noticed.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have not even realized, because to us it's been a question of gelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to now, we are not even sure who does. I know there are types of meals she cooks better than myself.
Okay,
But
okay. Let me ask another question, because I have to get this competition from
Get
the two
it.
of you.
Okay.
Who matches the colors better? This one.
He does it.
So you see, sometimes, I hope I'm not forcing this competition in you. Sometimes you may not really necessarily want to compete, but the idea of coming out better, yeah, who does the da soft so that we can make better chapatis? Answer that question.
Nowadays, I've learned from you. You did it. Okay, yeah. Nowadays, I'm better by then. In fact, he eats and then he asks me, ni mimi ndo nilitengeneza? Yeah. So the aspects of learning, yes?
The question here is, when Dave does it, he does it to do better than you, or because it's his place to do it, he does it better?
I'm doing it to perfect, on my...
There's no competition. Because
Yeah,
I think Rich is doing it to complement.
Yes.
So that what
Basically
Linda
complementing.
couldn't do better, if Now someone comes in, the third party would say your chapati is good.
Yes.
Not Dave's chapati.
And from the same.
Yes.
Who then is assumed to have made the chapati?
The
It's the
woman.
woman.
It's the woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It's always the woman.
If Dave comes up very quickly thumping his chest, says, I'm the one who did it.
Then
No,
that's
no, no.
competition.
That is
Okay.
now
Competition.
All right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
School fees. Yes.
I'm the one who paid fees.
And pocket money. You see, I'm done with everything, and then Linda comes and squeezes some 200 bob
To your child.
to the child and tells the child, "Shikilia hii." It happens.
How does the child understand?
Dave,
That doesn't
and
give
this is
me.
how we are going about
It's
it.
only mom.
We have in-laws.
Yeah.
We are educating in high schools. We every term and every term as they go back to school, we make them aware that the money has been
It's from the
produced
two
by
of
the
us.
two of us.
I like that.
Whether it's my brother or her sister, they must know that we had 30,000. Yours has been paid school fee 10,000. His is 10,000. Pocket money, your side shopping is 3,000. 1,000 for the from the two of us.
Yeah.
So that one day my brother will not sit somewhere and say, it's my
It's
brother
my
who educated
brother.
me.
That's
This
true.
woman did not do
Imagine.
anything. So that's why I said, I began at the beginning, a man, whether rich or poor, needs a woman.
Yeah.
God saw it.
Yeah.
And you are coming together to complement.
To complement.
You are not coming to antagonize each other.
That is this statement. When we marry, we bring two different ways to make our own new identity.
Yes.
Because you can't do it on your own. You need someone to make it better. Yeah.
I'm still not convinced about this competition, but I still believe that there is healthy and unhealthy competition. Competition equal. Tabi.
Yes. I'm just trying to think of different competition that is healthy. Do you want us to give the healthy competition?
Who gave an example of who makes the bed better?
You gave an
I gave
example.
an
You
example.
asked,
Yeah.
yeah.
You are the one. We struggle. Okay, let me not use the word we compete. Who squeezes the toothpaste better? Because I believe at the end of the day, Richard, what I need is
The paste.
the paste to come out.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah,
Whether I squeeze it from the neck or down below.
some of us would like to see some order in how we do
Yeah,
some
on
of
how
these
we do
things.
things.
Yes. No competition per se, but why don't you do it from where it's supposed to be done?
Yes.
I mean, that is something you want to question.
And
Not
then I
in the
would ask,
middle.
where is the manual?
Not in the middle of the
comes
tube.
in
Not
a- yeah.
in the middle of the tube, because apparently you press it from down as it comes up to the spout where it can
look
get it from.
look at how
But-
Tabi is looking at you.
But I wouldn't make it a competition. I wouldn't make it like we are competing. I would complement. I would just press it from down there, just roll it so that we get it from
Yeah.
there. If you do it at the top, there's some that remains here, there's some that remains on top. It's just better that you do it from down.
it is.
Well, would I be competing doing that? I don't think so. I'll be complimenting. And if she does it, the better, because that then is better.
Yeah.
A friend of mine failed an interview because of the toothpaste squeezing. He failed an interview.
How?
The rationale behind squeezing the
Toothpaste.
toothpaste from
the bottom.
the bottom is you should not look down upon anyone in the organization. So you might, even the watchman is of importance.
I like that.
So when that guy responded that doesn't matter,
Yeah.
it matters.
It
So some of
matters.
these things you think are
Very small.
very
yeah,
small.
But they have lessons.
But let me give you this, Dave. We were counseling a couple very close to us that are competing on the social part of
Status,
life.
yeah.
I think that you are going out. I must also go out.
Oh yeah, revenge.
And that is really hitting even the young couples.
yeah, yeah.
It is.
True.
Yeah,
It's a big problem.
I checked your phone and you had a lot of
Can do
patterns.
it better.
I am also putting on patterns. And what they think is behind the pattern is something
Greater.
concealed.
Yeah.
So when you go to the gallery, there's the pattern. When you go to this, there's a pattern. So you are hiding something. So I must also hide.
Yeah.
And even if I never had something to
Suspicion
hide,
too,
I must create something to be hidden.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is it? Infidelity. And we are talking about it with my wife now. Is ruining that family.
Yeah.
Can.
So
Very easily.
we cannot still agree, though we are competing with time, but we still cannot agree why or what is exactly competition. We are taking a short break. Hopefully, when we come back, we will solve it. That whether it is a competition or not, complement, semantics. Take a break. We are coming back shortly. One thing we have agreed on is that we recognize that we are different. We have also recognized that the way we think must be different. But then we still have something to shed off. Is it complement or it is competition? And you will agree with me that we compete on small things. How to spread the bed, how to set the table, who cooks better.
Where to put your socks.
Where do I put?
Your socks.
That is already a competition. So ladies and gentlemen, let me say this, or rather let me read this. Work out on what is going to work for us and not for me. Make a comment about that.
When I think when God created and he brought two people together, he's meant that when one person is down, the other person lifts the other one up. So it's like a collaboration. Let me just put that word, a collaboration. Yeah.
A collaboration
Yes.
with the 50-50 stake.
When you are driving, when I am
You're
driving and
co-driver.
Richard is the co-driver, or he's driving, vice versa, and there's a problem with the car, or what happens? I have to help,
And
for
the driver is
example,
tired.
in
Co-driver.
giving directions when he's driving, or when there's a problem with the tire, I can also help in changing the tire. So it's
Ama if
also
he's tired, you can get
exactly,
to the
or
driving
if
seat.
he's tired. So it's the same thing with marriage. Marriage, if you put competition, you're going to be in big trouble. That means when we're in marriage and there's any financial problem and then I'm able to boost in one way or the other, let me do it. For us,
Yes.
when there's problem, for example, even in sickness or disagreement in one way or the other, let's sit together and reason. But if, for example, I have a situation and Richard is out there talking about it, and that will not help in any way.
Sometimes ego.
So let's remember this is a ministry. When it's a ministry, we should do it together.
Pride and ego.
Sometimes I get a lot more concerned when I think of the institution of marriage, where I come in to say, I married you. And she probably will say she married me.
Took.
Each one of us seemingly has taken from the other. We are married. We married each other. You agreed and I agreed. We said, I do. We both said that. So basically we are equal here.
Richard, you can say that again. This time say it in capital letters.
Yes.
I don't know how you're going to say it.
I can stand up saying but so that I simply press this one, it gets into somebody's mind. When you come as an individual. The other one comes as an individual. I know there are so many people packed there, they're watching, they just want to witness. But I seizes, immediately say I do.
Yes.
That goes. We. Now, if I'm not very good at making chapatis and she is better, firstly I need to recognize that. Once I've recognized that I'm not very good at that, and I'm concerned that friends like you will come and get to know that she's the one who's doing that better than me, I'll just join her. When she's making, I'm helping her. If I'm the one pushing, I'll just push. She tell me, let her eat, I'll just give her. So that both of us appear as to have done it. Because it's for us. But many times we come out as individuals, even in marriage. Oh, I'm the one who gives out the school fees. No, we are giving out school fees together. Oh, I'm the one who cooks. No, we all cooked. I'm the one who's cleaning. Oh, no, we all clean.
Yes, we, yeah.
For example, in our place, in Tabitha's here, she can confirm it. If I remain on the bed and she has risen up in the morning, the bed is automatically in my hands.
Yes.
I'll spread it.
Yes.
If I leave her there, once she steps out of it, she'll spread it. There's no question about it.
If we are both there, we'll
Yes.
do it together.
If we're all doing it together, she's rolling that and rolling that way, all of us are standing, she's pulling one side and pulling the other side. No, teach.
Does that sound familiar?
Tell somebody. That's how it's supposed to be done, in my thinking. Yeah, that's it.
Dave,
Okay.
I
Linda, you are
wanted to say
nodding,
something
but you're not
before.
very sure.
I
Yes,
I
Fabi.
wanted to mention something before we forget, because probably there's a viewer out there who's saying, "Hey, but I'm the only one who works, and my spouse does not work. How is this, you know?" But the fact that I remain in the house and do all the house chores, I take care of so much. We are in this together. Yeah, many people take authority that, hey, because I'm the one who goes to work and my spouse does not go to work, so they feel entitled. I think you should make it clear to the viewer that it does not matter whether you are the only one who goes to work.
And you know, Tabi, now that you brought that practical example, sometimes when I go out to work and Linda stays in the house, I come back, I expect she understands that I'm more tired than she is.
Yes.
But she's all equally tired.
No, she's more tired than I am.
Because you left her in the house.
She's more tired
The
than I am.
assumption is
And
she has
I've
been
tried,
resting.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
hasn't
I've
been
tried
doing
to
anything.
understand this, and I'm like,
Yes.
anyway.
You try one day and
No,
remain in the
no.
house.
I have.
And, yeah,
I
and
have.
it's tiring.
Yeah.
It's tiring.
Yeah.
So you tell your spouse that you're tired. They're like, really? What have you been doing?
Yeah.
Doing the whole day.
The whole
Yeah.
day.
Dave, you cannot get married and you know you're married, then you expect to stay as though you are single.
Surely.
I love that.
When you are
You're less
doing,
advanced.
you're doing your career as a single person, now that career must accommodate
Both.
the other partners.
Right.
Yes.
And even the space becomes smaller.
The space
Yeah.
becomes smaller.
Right.
Because
think
responsibilities come in.
I told someone that my first challenge in marriage was the bed automatically became smaller because my
Because you
sleeping
have to
style,
share.
I was sleeping
Change.
diagonally.
You have to change.
Some of us sleep like stars.
Yeah, but it changed because I was like, what's happening beside me? Oh no, I'm married.
Yeah.
So you must realize that you are no longer
You're not
single.
married. You've
You're
advanced.
married.
It's a we.
Number two, are we two teams D in the house or we are one team?
One team.
We are one.
One team.
Yeah.
So when you realize that you are playing with yourself, do you play softer or harder? You are scoring your own goal.
Yeah.
When you're scoring your own goal,
You score classic
you
goals.
score classic goals. You can sit down and say, wow, that's a good goal. But you don't score and even injure the goalkeeper.
Sure.
And you are scoring in your own goal.
And then you go on celebrating.
So I want us to understand something, and I want Dee to comment on this. The role, the society, I mean, our role with the expectation of the society and our role in our own team and how we are supposed to play.
Actually, may I just add one more thing
Yes.
to that? Our role with our cultures.
Yes, the society.
Because the
What
society,
the
yes.
expectation?
Yeah, the society.
In the society, you can break it into two. There's the society away from your bigger family. And then there's a society within your family. Now, the one that is within the family has got a lot of cultural challenges.
Yes.
You know, societal challenges may be a little different. You know, it's how they live, how this goes, but then there are those right here within where a man should be a man. How can you let your wife do that? You can't allow it. Why? Because you are the man. What does the man mean?
Surely.
Exactly.
Actually,
You
the
know.
way people were raised back,
Linda.
then I think,
You will forget because
Yeah.
I want to.
No, we don't forget. We don't forget. That's why in Linda,
We'll not forget.
we are with you.
Go on.
so
We are not competing in this.
men by our society, men have been raised to be, like when a man is growing, like you should be a man, you should be in charge. Like a man should not be vulnerable. That's the point that most men, they go through and it's not doing good to them. So a man should not cry, a man should be the defender. Even hata kama atakuwa chini, he will try to match what he was told from childhood and has become part of him. So it is crazy.
Say something. It's very-
Do you feel pressurized by the society to act as the woman in your marriage?
Not really, because you know, we view this in the perspective of you are a Christian, and so if you start listening to what the society will say, you see, you people, the two of you, maybe you'll go astray. But let me say, within the family, the two of us, okay, when you are in the house, it is well known to the society that a man should not go even into the kitchen. But when you are the two of you in the house with the siblings or with the children, how do you handle it? When he comes into the kitchen and helps me, and then we do it together. But what about when we are maybe in a group or a group of...
Or in the village.
In the village. So I know very well that my husband, he knows how to do it better. So should I go and call him and say, you know, he's doing this in our house, so you are the one to come and do it for us. So as a woman, you just find a way of doing it by your own, not going to the maybe to the congregation and maybe letting them know that he does it in the house.
That means you
Depends with also
so you
your
cover
relatives.
him.
That means
at
your relatives.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, there is our image.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing.
I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
This image, first of all, we want to build it
Protect.
together, because as she protects that, as I protect that, we only protect her.
Yeah.
Because look at it, in my village, she's the stranger,
Yes.
and she will be viewed as a kalia mtoto wetu.
Yeah.
That's why our son
That's
cannot
what I was
do
saying,
this,
your
this and
relatives.
this.
Those cultures, yes.
We must be alive to them,
Yeah.
to reach. That's the fact. And so if she outrightly says that, you know, in Kisumu, Fred does it this and this and this. But if she finds a way of doing it, then the society will still be aware that the place of the man is still the place of the man.
I have a comment. I have a comment, and this is a practical comment. I mean, example that I want to give. Where I'm married, my brother-in-laws pretty much cook. They do dishes, whether in the village or in their homes. So even when we come to the village, it is so normal that I don't even find it strange. So I think it's also the upbringing.
Yeah,
I think I'll
is.
insist on
Yeah,
that.
it
It is the upbringing. Because when I go to my brother-in-law's house, you find him busy making chapatis. You come to his mom's house, he is so comfortable. So I don't think the question will arise of, hey, what's happening to 1, 2, 3, my son? No. Because the mother is also used to the sons doing all this. So I think one thing that is very important, it is
The upbringing,
exactly.
where you're coming
So not all cases
like
will be
the-
looked at like, hey, what is
should a
happening
man
to
do?
me?
What should he not do?
And,
Yeah,
and you
that's
see,
it,
you
yeah.
see the role, Richard, the role the society plays
Yeah.
really defines how we view
come to relate with
and how we
others also.
relate.
Dave, in marriage, the third person is Christ.
Yeah.
There is no other third person.
It should.
Literally, he's a third one, because it's you and the wife, you, a husband and the wife, and Christ. Society and family, put it aside. In any case, for me, for example, when I go to a kitchen, when I want to gossip, I go there. Then we gossip a little. Say, blah, blah, what do you say
But
about
meanwhile,
that?
he's chopping the onions.
And we are busy.
Yeah, he's chopping the onions.
You know,
So, but
Yeah.
you see, there are some places
we go
like
for that,
what you're saying,
for laughter.
the upbringing.
Yes.
There are some cases when even us, when we were growing, when a boy steps into the kitchen, you see the man ama dad anambia, what are you going to do in the kitchen? Those are the roles of a woman. What are you doing? So that guy is going to grow up knowing very well, even if my wife is sick, he's married, yes, I will not even step in the kitchen.
So-
Not
so-
even wash the dishes.
So our viewer is who you are defining. How do we help this view? The society,
we have
the
given-
upbringing has defined.
Yeah.
This is what you're supposed to do.
I think we have already given the viewer the solution. Whatever Fred has talked about and whatever example I have given. Because
we can give it more strength.
if depending on where you've come from, yes, if your where you've come from, they view a man as, you know, no kitchen is a no-go zone. Hey, be creative and do whatever it takes. My brother, like growing up, my brother was the best, like doing, you know, the way chairs, people would spread chairs. Or if Dave does it, you'll be like, wow, that's, he did it, you know. Spreading bed and everything.
Again, I know there's a lot of competition as we have enlightened. We have talked about the finance part of it. As you get into marriage and as you grow along, you may begin with no pay.
Right.
And you may end up with so much money. Yes. Are you the one, as a man or as a woman, are you growing in finances as an individual, or you thinking about the family? When your finance is growing, is it the family's finance or your own individual finance? I think we should always view it that when I get a promotion at the job, my wife has gotten a promotion. Because this is our money.
Yeah,
this is our money. We should not be like, if I have an extra cash, and this is so prone, we are prone to it in this area, that an additional cash, additional wife. That will only happen if the woman,
whether it's official or unofficial.
Oh yeah.
Whether official or unofficial. And this will happen if the wife is kept in the dark. And you realize that a woman is doing so many projects at their home.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Unknown to the husband.
That's true.
One day you go to their place and you are being praised. Oh, thank you for doing this to us. Thank you for doing this.
You're wondering,
what have we done? I've not even built a dog's house, or what is it we call it, in this place.
It means there has been a good or a bad lie. Somebody's praising you for what you're not doing.
For what you have not done.
Lying to somebody that you're doing.
Which means someone was busy competing or was not faithful to you on the other side.
Yeah,
so, as we have said, Dave, love is never irrational. It's a question of love that has brought you together. Does not insist on its own. If you get into a disagreement with your wife, your way is not the only way of doing it. There are other 1,000 ways. I love this quote, that God has 1,001 ways of doing something. So your way is not the only way. And lastly, Dave, we must realize the hand of God in everything. Let your wife be with God. My wife told me in the morning, we were arguing over something, and we never thought that we'll be discussing this. She told me, "You're not competing.
Oh,
we are in the same team."
I like that.
We are always in the same team.
When you are talking about the wife building back at home and you're not aware, there is a story that is told of a man who went home and hurriedly told the wife, "Come, we are going to visit my mom back in the village."
We are going to visit mom.
Yeah, we are going to visit my mom back in the village. So let's go and get something in the supermarket. Go and buy, I'll be waiting for you in the car. So the lady goes and brings a kilo of sugar. And then she's like, "I think this will be enough."
This will do.
And then instead of driving to Oyugis, where I come from, we drive to Assemble, where she comes from. Then she notices that now we are not taking the Nairobi route, we are taking the Siaya route. And then she's like, no, we have to go back to the supermarket.
That's unfortunate.
Because it is my mom we are going to visit. So sometimes you realize that even within this, if you are not together, if you've not brought everything on the table, such things happen.
Yeah, they happen.
So such kind of embarrassment happen because now, if it is my mother, then
different.
I have to do something better. Yes. Yeah. If it is your mother, it's up to you.
I think I want to give a shout out to all the ladies who shop for their mother-in-laws. It is God-given. Like, even if it's this husband giving money, because we have so many people who are being given money, but they don't even buy the right things that they're supposed to buy. If, for example, they're even supposed to buy 2 kilos of sugar, they still insist on buying 1 kilo. That is being selfish. We should treat our mother-in-laws like our own mothers, because they gave birth to the husbands we are having right now. And it's the opposite, the same to their, their husbands treating our mothers like their mothers.
And on the same point, I also want to laud ladies who still consult their husbands when their moms call.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, I think to us that has become a custom. I don't know where we got it, but hello, Daddy, Mom, during the day, Mom called and she wants this, this, and this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told her that until you come,
I
we're not
have
able to
to.
decide.
I like that.
So we decide together because
You're a team.
let no one be cheated that if she takes an extra coin from the
Yes.
business,
Yeah.
then it's me who has lost.
No.
No.
It's both.
Both of us.
Yeah.
So I also allowed those ladies who would want to consult
their
their husbands. When mommy calls or when their dad calls, so that we get a common ground.
Right. Yeah.
Let the in-laws also know that these people are one team.
Together.
They are together. If you call Fred, he will have to consult Diana. And if you call Diana, she will have to consult Fred.
Yes.
Thank
We're in
you.
the picture.
Meaning that you'll be talking in one.
Yes, one accord. You remember the disciples, the Bible says that they were together in one accord. Now, we want to just come to the very tail end of this discussion. And we want to give a word of hope. What makes this couple be what it is right now? You alluded to some argument in the morning and the word was, we are not competing. So, in the event or in families where there is that kind of argument and everyone wants to win, what do you want to tell our viewer out there? A word of encouragement for them? Let me start with Diana.
Okay, to our viewer, what I want to advise is that the advice that I want to put across is that we are called, in marriage, we came together and we are called by God to join and be one. We were not called by God to be enemies or to be haters or to be competitors. We were called to be together, to join together and be one. That is the advice I can give to our viewers.
Yeah, you are called to be in love. Otherwise, God would have given you ammunition. He would have given you tankers, guns, and everything because you're going to fight. Yes,
Yeah.
Fred.
You are in this discussion and no one seems to be winning. No one wants to lose. Dave, it takes one person in that marriage. There you are two, but it takes one sober person for the marriage to stand.
Amen.
You realize that even if you give in today, you have not lost.
Yeah.
Even if you say, okay, let's do it your way, you have not lost. And I think over time, we have learned that whoever goes in first, like they say in game theory, let's see what happens. Let them name their running mate. I wait and see. Then I name mine. But it's not happening in our marriage.
Yeah.
Whoever goes in first, we are supporting. We see what happens. If it succeeds,
Learn.
we have succeeded.
We all
If it
celebrate.
fails, that thing has failed, not us.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
I
process
like
has failed because we can never fail. We will wake up and win the following day.
You have officially graduated and you are now with the wise men. Kabi.
I think we should have just ended the show there. That was really powerful.
Yes.
I just want to encourage my viewer out there that it takes two to compete or to argue. But when we are married, we are one thing.
Yeah.
So if we are one thing, I would not want anything to hurt me. So when I'm doing anything to hurt Richard, I'm hurting me. So if you know that, we should always be focused and say, hey, this is what we want to achieve at the end of the day. So whether it's going to, not whether, it should bring success. Whether we're going to try it and fail, just like Fred says, we should all try to be in the same level, whether I have so much money or so little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Richard?
In marriage, there's no competition. That's my position. There's no competition. Our viewer,
Right now, we agree with you.
yes, if you are going to have anything in the semblance of competition in your marriage, rethink that marriage because there's no competition. There's only complementing.
Yes.
That's what we are doing in marriage.
Yeah.
And I have said in this show today that the third person whom you think about in marriage is Christ. There's no other.
Tuned,
There's no other. He's the one you want to please. He's the one you want to consult. He's the one who wants him to lead. Everything is for you to go with his leading.
Amen.
Thank you.
And Linda, you have a few verses.
Let me read. The first one is Genesis chapter 2, verses 18. It says, And the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an help meet for him. Then we go to the book of Philippians chapter...
You got it. Chapter 2,
Yes.
verse 3.
Verse 3 to
And
4.
4.
Yeah,
Yes.
it says, Let nothing be done
Yes.
through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
Yes.
Look not every man on his own thing, but every man also on the things of others.
Wow.
So I would simply say there is no competition. Compete on who loves the other.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fred and Diana, for unpacking this
Yeah.
competition amongst couples.
It's been good having
If it has happened, yes, it has been good having them. We hope to see you again another time.
I hope to meet you.
Soon. Yeah. So to our viewer, we want to thank you so much for watching this exciting episode. And as we have all agreed here that there is no competition, the third person who is supposed to bring in more love can only be Christ. Anyone else? No. Thank you so much for watching once again. This is Family Times. Hope to see you soon.